Did you make any statements saying that you were going to kill your mom if you got in a car with her?
Colin Griffith, a name now synonymous with tragedy. Before he was charged with a heinous crime, chilling body camera footage hinted at the darkness lurking beneath. What happened next would shock the world.
She thinks that I'm like psychotic, like literally psychopath, sociopath, something like that.
Behind the facade of a seemingly perfect mother-son relationship lay a storm of turmoil. Colin Griffith, just 17, was charged with the unthinkable, kidnapping and murdering his own mother, Kathy. Social media painted a picture of happiness, but the truth was far more sinister. What drove a teenager to such extremes?
He has an argument with his mother, and he runs away from Charlotte County and comes back to Auburndale, to his grandmother's house. Now, his grandmother's not there. And we got involved in this on the 12th of February, and the mother said, and the grandmother said, hey, we don't feel safe with him around. So our deputies who found him up here as a missing persons reported in Charlotte County turned him over to DCF. 2 days later, on the 14th of February, the anniversary of him killing his dad a year ago, he's reunited with his mother by DCF. Colin made the statement that I don't want to go home. I'll use any force necessary to avoid it, to include killing my mother. So that's the second time he threatened to kill his mother. 2 weeks later, so they didn't make him go home on the 14th, but about 2 weeks later, in March of 2024, they reunite Colin with his mother again. Everybody's calmed down.
Colin's past was riddled with violence. After a fatal incident in Oklahoma, he moved to Florida to live with his mother. The charges against him were dropped, but the shadow of his actions lingered.
I can't see without my glasses. I don't know where they went. Hi.
Hello.
Who's who?
I'm Deputy Jankowski.
Body camera footage from Charlotte County revealed a disturbing domestic violence incident. Colin was accused of assaulting his mother, Kathy. When deputies arrived, he had a story to tell.
I got off the phone with Rentis. We sat down and we ate, and she started talking to me about how a bunch of really bad shit. And then when I got up and was like, you can't just do that, and she was telling me to shut up, she hit me in the face, and then I reacted like this. She grabbed onto me. I hit her in the stomach, and then I'm a wrestler. It was just reactive. Grabbed her. She got to the ground. I grabbed the phone. I started recording, and then I left. Okay, that's it.
So she hit you in the face?
Yeah.
But we've been through this. You called Rentis because you know you kind of messed up, right?
No, it's because I didn't know who else to call, and I knew that, and I wanted to make sure he knew first off.
Okay.
As deputies cuffed Colin and placed him in the cruiser, the tension was palpable. Kathy, visibly shaken, prepared to recount her side of the story.
Catherine A. Griffith, right? And then 9485.
Yes.
Okay. So I heard EMS is coming to check out your hand. Okay. Let me.
Right here, because he kicked me.
Okay. Hey, can I see your hand? Okay.
He kicked the phone out of my hand as I was trying to record it. I was on the ground.
Medics examined Kathy's injuries, a grim reminder of the violence that had unfolded.
Hurts. I mean, you can see how swollen my knuckles are. It's okay. He literally stomped on my hand to get the phone out of my hand.
Let me see the inside of your hand. All right. Do you have any pain to your wrist at all, or is it just right here in the top of your hand?
No, it's
all of this.
Yeah, from here till about here.
Okay. When did that happen?
When he attacked me.
Was that like a couple minutes ago? An hour ago?
In the past 20, 30 minutes, and then he kicked me here. I have some redness.
Colin's grandmother revealed that he often stayed with her when conflicts with his mother arose. But this time, it was different. Colin refused to return home.
Colin did not want to come back home.
Okay.
And I said, you don't have a choice. You have to go back home. And he said, no, I want foster care. And even the corporal was saying, foster care isn't going to be good for you. You don't have issues. You have to work on them. And so we agreed. I talked to him all the way. Oh, my car doors. Oh.
Mental health struggles plagued Colin.
We talked all the way down, and I said, you have got to learn to get your anger under control. You want to be a Marine. People are going to get it. I'm retired from the service. I said,
So am I.
Very good. So I said, people are going to get in your face, and you're going to have to learn to deal with that. You just ignore it.
Right.
And I said, the other thing, too, is you don't ever hit anybody. You don't even touch somebody. And especially somebody as small as Kathy. That is just something that you cannot ever do. I said, that needs to be. He goes, no, but I said, there are no buts. That's all there is.
Colin's grandmother described the events leading up to the assault.
So we got here. And Princess had agreed. She's going to lay the law down. You know, that she is the parent. She is doing what she thinks is best for him. That he's not going to have his cellular phone. He's not going to have access, because he's like talking to some person on the online that we don't even know who this person is.
Okay.
And that she said, I don't want you ever calling me a psychopathic narcissist anymore. I said, and he goes, no, I didn't. He goes, no, I heard you say that. So,
okay.
And he just, you know, he had said that in the past. And she said, let me lay this out for you, because the only thing I think you really care about is money. So anytime there's an infraction, I'm going to take that from you. And it'll add up. So you have got to fly right, because otherwise, if not, and then he was doing something with his eyes.
She also shared her theory on why Colin attacked his mother.
I think he wanted the phone, and that's all he was concerned about, was getting
His phone back.
His phone.
So was he upset about getting his phone back, or upset about not going on the cruise and going to get evaluated?
I think both.
Both? Okay.
Yeah.
And was she trying to record him with his own phone? Or
Two phones were involved.
There was two phones.
So it was his and hers? Okay.
So she, just to kind of clarify, he's like, let's just do it. Got her phone to start recording. You said next thing you know, they're on the ground. Did you see how they got on the ground?
No.
Okay.
No. I just, because I was trying to call also.
Okay.
So, but I was very worried she was on the ground, and I went in between them.
Before being taken to jail, Colin's grandmother spoke with him at the patrol car.
Got to get your anger under control, okay? I'm saying prayers for you all the time, Colin, and I love you.
Mama, I think my anger's fine. It's just that when someone attacks me, I don't know how to
What? I can't hear you. What?
No.
Do you think your anger's fine?
Yes, it's just when someone attacks me, that's how I act.
That didn't happen, though. I was there. I saw it. I saw you stand up. And I said, sit down, and you wouldn't. And you went after the phone. And the next thing I know, she's on the floor. And I'm trying to get in between you all, and I'm trying to call Rennis.
No. She hit me. She grabbed onto me. I beat her, and then I got her to the ground, and then wrestling me, and then I left.
I didn't see that, Colin. I really didn't. All I saw was you on the ground, or her on the ground, and you by her, and you guys fighting for the phone. So how did she get on the ground?
That was because I moved her on the ground. I wrestled her on the ground, and she grabbed onto me.
Why did you stand up? And why did you say?
So we're just trying to have a face-to-face conversation.
No, you didn't. You stood up and said, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Yes, you did. I was there.
I was saying, Mom, I'm not a psychopath. I'm not this murderer. I'm just trying to peacefully leave or peacefully coexist and just figure something out. And she kept telling me to shut up and shut up. And when I wouldn't shut up, she hit me.
No, that's not what happened, Colin. That's not what happened. You never said you wanted to peacefully coexist.
I've been saying that.
You said that in the car, but not there with her.
Colin insisted he wasn't a murderer or a psychopath, but the evidence suggested otherwise.
Colin, right?
Yes, sir.
So what's going on, man?
Last night, me and my mom went to a physical altercation. I got arrested for domestic battery, but going in front of a judge today, I have a right to a public defender, and we'll see how that goes.
Okay. So how is the situation with you and mom right now? Have things calmed down? Are you guys able to get along? Where are we at?
No, sir. It's not good. She thinks that I beat the shit out of her. I don't. She thinks that I'm like psychotic, like literally psychopath, sociopath, something like that. I don't know exactly where she's at. She thinks I'm gonna kill her. I want to kill her, or that I want to beat the shit out of her.
Do you?
No, sir.
Okay.
The next day, deputies returned to the house. Colin claimed his mother had attacked him.
I don't want to hurt anyone, let alone my mom, even despite this happening, but I'm not going to take what I consider abuse when someone's attacking me. And
how is she attacking you? What
when
kind of abuse are we talking?
when she attacked me. When she threw a punch at me and grabbed on me, I grabbed onto her back. I got her off of me, she hit the ground, and then I fled and called Rentis, and then he sent someone out.
You called who?
Rentis, Detective Rentis.
Okay.
The deputies then questioned Colin about statements he made at the jail.
Did you make any statements saying that you were going to kill your mom if you got in a car with her?
No, sir.
I'm trying to figure out why we would have a corporal at the jail that took you out, that dropped you off with your mom and telling us that you said, don't put me in the car with her, I'm going to kill her.
Yeah,
was that said?
I did not say I was going to kill her. I did not say kill. I don't know why he sent me back here. I asked him not to, but he said he didn't like my attitude and that I had to just walk by, and he sent me back here. But his words, not mine.
Okay. Well, we're just trying to figure out, we just want to make sure we do everything we can to prevent anything happening.
Sir, given the situation, I don't think that we should be in the same house at all. I don't think it's okay. I mean, we're going to court anyways with one. God knows what's going to happen then.
How are you getting to court?
By car.
You drive? How old are you?
Yeah, but I have to have an adult in the car with me.
You got learner's permit?
Yeah. She's been trying to lure a confession out of me all day. It's not all day.
Colin told officers his mother had been trying to extract a confession from him all day.
So what does this all start over? Has this been ongoing forever, or is this all of a sudden happened last night?
For a long time. So I came to live with her after my dad died, and since then, there's just been kind of times when things boil over with her, and she acts out. One time she pulled a gun on me. I called the cops. I guess I wouldn't believe.
What got her to the point that she's doing these things?
I don't know.
You have no idea. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, she pulls a gun or hit you?
It's because that I'm driving her crazy somehow with the way that I act, and I don't know how I'm acting badly. She talks about school a lot. My grades are fine. I got a 3.7 GPA.
Okay. I mean, obviously you're not, you're a smart enough kid. I get that or whatever, but I mean, obviously it takes two to create this type of environment in this situation, right? And I've heard nothing. You haven't said a word about what's going on, what you're doing, or what is going on to provoke this, or where it's coming from, other than out of the blue, your mom flies off the handle and does this stuff. I'm struggling with that a little bit.
She claims that because I don't help around the house, don't seem to follow rules. A big thing for her is that I don't make a schedule. I don't schedule my day. She has ADHD and a lot of other stuff. She was really abused by my dad, from what I know, and that kind of just made it to where she has these very specific things that set her off, these triggers.
The deputies questioned Colin about his father's death.
So how long ago was your dad passed? Sorry to hear that.
7 months.
7 months?
Yeah. He attacked me, my dad, and when he did, he tried to kill me overnight, and then it was in Oklahoma, and he died. So, yeah.
How was that?
I shot him when he tried to kill me.
Did you already have a gun in your hand? Or did you go get one?
I was fleeing, and the house was filled with guns, 23 to be exact, and...
you knew who they were?
I didn't seek one out, I was just trying to run, but when I was cornered and I had nothing else, there was a gun, and just kind of what happened.
Why was he trying to kill you?
He's also a bit of a case, but homophobia. If you can believe that, and a bit of other stuff.
Okay.
Once again, Colin was removed from the home and taken to the cruiser. His court date loomed. What would the future hold for this troubled teenager?
Did you tell them at the jail that you were going to kill me? Did you say you were going to hurt me?
I said I was worried about
Okay. I heard you say you were worried what was going to happen.
Ma'am.
Yes.
They have to go.
Colin has been placed in a mandatory psychiatric hospital known as the Baker Act. Although he appears happy on the outside, the cracks in his life are undeniable. Kathy Griffith was later found dead at her mother's house.
Mom drives up here to Auburndale from Charlotte County. She arrives at 4 o'clock. At about 4:30, witnesses and neighbors see Colin and Mom arguing outside, and Colin grabs his mother by the hair and drags her into the house. Just about 2 hours later, that's when we receive a 911 call where Colin said, "I've had a very, very long fight with Mom, and she fell on a knife and she's bleeding from the neck." When you look at this, you see a kid. When I look at him, I see a psychopath.
Colin Griffith pleaded not guilty to the charges of murder and kidnapping. Now held without bail, his fate rests in the hands of the justice system. The question remains, what led to this tragic end, and could it have been prevented?